What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Big Face Gary Show. Shout out to Upper West Side. Shout out to my mom's town, Haiti PT Guau. Shout out to Ranito, Yanquito, Franquito, Haitian Pat, Scott the Truth, L Bugs. Everybody, I love y'all. So let me tell you something about me. I like people who keep it real and tell the truth. This guy is not only a legend, he's a big part of culture in Harlem. A lot of things happen because of him. A lot of guys are driving M3s, 280 ZXs, just all type of different things, wanting a rope chain, wanting this, wanting that, wanting to live the life when they seen him. So he promised me an interview. And I ain't gonna lie, I believed it, but I didn't believe it. He's very laid back and he's very private. But he called me. He said, yo, Gary, I kept my word. A lot of people call him ready to talk. He don't really talk a lot. I ain't gonna say he's shy, he's very private. And he said, yo, Gary, I'm gonna give you the first interview as promised. So I'm letting you know who this man is. This man name is Gusto. Thank you, Gusto, for being here. Give him a round of applause. So, for y'all, I'm going right into it, man. So, Rooftop was a place, man. I was young, you know, I was kind of square for a while. I played basketball. My mom wouldn't let me go nowhere. Every time I tried to snuck to the Rooftop, she was home. I never could get there. So what days are Rooftops again? Only Fridays?
No, Rooftop was open every day.
But what was the hot nights? Fridays, Saturdays?
Every night.
Every night? Excuse me. All right.
I'm gonna keep it real. Keep it real every night.
Yo,
you know, we had different things happening every night, but
it was 7 days strong.
Yeah. Do you remember the Rooftop just wasn't a roller skating ring either? You gotta remember that.
See, that's what I was thinking.
Right, it was a club upstairs and a roller skating ring. So
okay.
You know, it had different things going on. But we did a lot of things first early in the daytime for the community and the churches and organizations. When they came in, they did their little roller skating play. And after 8 o'clock p.m.,
you went crazy.
Showtime.
So Gus, what did you do when you said, yo, stop sniffing in the open, sniff in the bathroom or something? It was just pull out and just start sniffing in front of you, man. Like killing the party. What, Gus?
Yeah.
Gus, I know stories from Gus. It's like I was there because all my guys with the Rooftop told me, G, they was pinging in there. Like,
but what part you talking about? Upstairs in the club or downstairs?
That's what I'm asking you. They just said, G, they get busy in there.
Now, you made an open statement, so you got to
now I got to tell
for me.
All right, well, I know there was some famous guys in there, and there was some friends of mine who was getting a lot of money in Harlem, and they told me they used to go on Rooftop, and they used to see famous guys is doing what they want to do, and he used to be like, damn. But he did say some of it was being done upstairs, sometimes downstairs, you know what I mean?
90% of that, what you're talking about, was upstairs because it was a club. Oh. It was a club, and it had a gambling table in there, it had a bar in there, and it had a lot of celebrities and everybody coming through there doing what they do. You know, of that era, what you was talking about, sniffing coke was just like smoking weed.
Yeah, everybody's on white line. So yeah, you ain't lying.
You know, so it was a little different ambiance about it. You like I said, you had a dollar bill in your hand sniffing it. With the girl sitting there, they think you're a real player. You know what I'm saying? So niggas always fronting with the dollar bills and sniffing coke around in the party scenes after our club. And that's,
so you was never worried. You was like, enjoy yourselves, right? You didn't care.
Listen, as long as there's no drama, no problem with me.
But that was the thing. See, I gotta get my shit up because this guy is special, and I know someone will try to come behind me. I didn't start the line. I gotta ask this question, then I go to what I need to say. There was I remember one of the most worst violence days that might have led up to you closing your place. But I'm gonna go back forward. Why do you think there was always like something going wrong, a shootout, or somebody fighting, or something over there at Rooftop?
Well, if you got a place like the Rooftop, and it's the #1 place in New York City where everybody's coming, all the people that have problems outside on their blocks and everything, where you think they're gonna look for them at? They're there at the Rooftop. Like I said, that block, you go up there, you see from corner to corner, every fly car in New York City, every player in New York City, every hustler in New York City, every fly girl, they're there. There was nowhere else better or bigger than Rooftop at the time.
Is that why you opened Rooftop? What was your vision when you opened Rooftop? What was the reason to say, I'm gonna open up Rooftop, bottom line?
My vision and why I opened it up, I came from the era of the streets.
Okay.
And I seen a way out. So I figured, like I said, to get my own business and get into business, that was a start for me.
Wow. Why'd you name it Rooftop?
It was already named Rooftop. Somebody that had it, they had it before we got it.
Oh, so you just bought into it was rocking already, Craig.
The upstairs was already done. It was already, they would it was building downstairs a roller skating ring.
Okay.
The owner actually ran out of money, and he couldn't finish it, and he had upstairs. And I was hanging there at the time with all the guys that was running it back then. This is like 1979. Exactly,
I was
1979.
9 years old.
Yeah.
So Gusto, so they ran out of money. They called Big Gustos. What you telling me?
Well, like the guys that was running it and that was running the whole club, those were my boys.
Okay.
You know, and I was hanging it. Like I said, that was when you say that was one of the most violent times when the Rooftop started.
Yeah.
Because they was at war with street. They had street wars right there in the block.
Okay.
You know, the guys that was in there, they was definitely about it.
It was about that life.
About it. You know what I mean? Though, but you know, everybody at that era was like wolves.
So Gusto, you own a rooftop, man. You own a rooftop. I'm just trying to say, like a regular day for you. You walking the streets. Were you paranoid because they felt you had a bunch of money? They talk about this guy's a quiet kingpin. He not playing no games, but you're not talking crazy to people. But there was just a fear. You're not too tall. You're not too short. But you serious. But don't try it. You know what I mean? That's what the word was at that time.
Well, I was kind of smart enough to understand the way of the streets and the rules of the laws of the streets. Mm-hmm. It was like, don't go outside your own code, you know, outside your own confidential. Okay. So I stayed within my comfort zone.
Okay.
I didn't go to Brooklyn. I didn't go to the Bronx. I didn't go to Queens. I didn't go to another club and go there, bounce up there with my Benz, jump out the Benz, go in the club and get drunk, come and thinking. I never did that. I made sure I was safe.
You never over embellished with drinking, coming out drunk so it could get you. Never.
No. Like I said, I've been in that community from the Rooftop from 145th Street to 155th Street since 1970. And I mean, from then to the day, I've been in the streets.
Wow. So, I'm trying to, because I know you gonna keep it real, but you're transparent. When did the crack era start in Harlem? What year?
What year you want to hear?
Well, because I know. No, Gus. Okay. So I'm not gonna front, Gus. The statute of limitations is gone. I'm not gonna sit here and try to bullshit because it's not gonna work for me. I'm being a clown.
Okay, cool.
When did you kill the streets? When you knew it was time? When you figured out?
When it was going on?
Yeah, when it was going on. Yeah.
Well, people didn't understand. It wasn't crack back then. 1974, 73. It was freebase, bro. Okay, and that's
it was
when it started.
Freebase.
1970, 71, 72, 73. It got popular in the 80s, 5s, 84.
I thought that shit came out in 86, man.
You're late.
Damn.
That's why he was eating.
Yeah. That's why he's eating like a dog.
No, that's what I'm saying. It came from California, basically.
Oh, it started in Cali?
Freebasing.
Wow.
You know, and that was like the early 70s, 69, 70. They was freebasing back then in California.
Jesus, man.
You know, and it was like, it was a party thing.
Okay.
You know,
no, freebase was a party thing?
Of course.
Like Coke? Because they said Coke's a party thing.
Freebase it was the new thing. So it wasn't like it was a drug that everybody was saying that was bad. It was the party thing. It was just like now everybody smoke weed today.
Where I'm from, you're older than me. You're OG than me. I'm 52. Motherfucker smoke crack around me. He got a problem. You said it was a cool thing to do. So I'm gonna pull a pipe out.
You keep calling crack. You keep saying crack.
Yo, Gus, you're trying to be my man. Pull out a pipe and go. I'm gonna be like, yo, what's going on?
They wasn't smoking like that. See, Gary, let me give it to you the right way.
Give it to me the right way.
Back then, like I said, I say 1973. I'm gonna bring. It came to New York City.
Okay, I'm 3
And when it came to New York City, they came with a pipe, a big pipe, water pipe, with 8-9 stems out of it. The party pipe.
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
In one pipe
with 8, 9,
8, 9. You know how they got the hookah?
Yeah, the weed. Yeah.
Back then, that's where they got the hookah thing from because of the idea of what the pipe was. And like I said, ever since it was called freebase.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? You gotta remember when did Richard Pryor talk about freebase?
Freebase.
What year? Can you tell me that? 70s, right?
Okay. He almost killed. He almost killed the show.
Okay. Burned up in the 80s.
Right. Yeah, but like I said, it's been out before. It just came here at a certain time, same era.
Okay.
You know?
So I get it now.
Yeah.
So I'm moving along from that. Name some famous rappers that you got that came through Rooftop. Everybody talks good about the Rooftop. Everybody name some guys you got there that came through.
Well, everybody at that time came to the Rooftop. You got the Rooftop. We did shows every Saturday.
Okay.
And we had everybody perform. Big Daddy Kane, Dougie Fresh, Father MC, back then, Crash Crew, Melly Mel, Fearless Four. We had all these type of guys that came through back then. Like I said, it was every hip hop era. It kept hip hop alive. Like I said, I can remember like LL Cool J, he was hanging the rooftop with us.
Wow.
And that's when he came out with Rock the Bells. But right before he came out with Rock the Bells, he was hanging the rooftop already.
Did you have to pay these guys, or they just?
Of course you had to pay them. I had one of my first shows was Force MDs.
Back then, money was
Back
nothing.
then.
So what?
And-
$300-$400?
Right. No, it wasn't no $400.
Hold on, Ron.
on the show.
Ron,
Yeah.
but I'm just trying to say, I'm not trying to say it was no, because back then rappers was getting paid nothing. You had to be special. So it was more than $400.
Of course, yeah. I mean, these wasn't rappers that was average rappers trying to get on. These was rappers that was on. So, you know, they like I said, you had to pay them through agents. They had agents.
Oh, really? Still? Oh,
They had
okay.
agencies then. You know, like I said, I remember, like I said, the Force MDs did this show. I remember the first show that Salt and Pepper ever did, they did in the Rooftop.
Wow.
You know, and they was upstairs getting ready to go downstairs and they was scared to death.
I love them. They
You
kill
know?
them.
Gary, you see how Queens was in the building. All
Oh,
the
God. He's from Queens. He's
I
very
just want to be clear to you
Queens.
that Queens was in the building.
Queens official though. Queens got a lot of hella rappers, man.
Yeah.
They can't dress, but they
Why do we always got to do that?
but they get money.
We always got to do
And
that.
they get money. They get money. Anyway, when did you know Rooftop was huge? When you said I got a money pit here, not money. Rooftop. So I'm asking you an honest question. When you Rooftop, I know you're doing well because you're a hustler. But did you look at it as a money pit, or you look at it as a culture, and you're doing something for the hood?
It was a give back at the time.
But it was doing well too.
It's to say, with all the people that came in that I aligned with, it made it what the success that became.
Okay. But see,
People who you was affiliated with.
That I aligned myself with. Like I said, for one name is Teddy Riley. He was my little baby brother.
we got big. Since you brought him up, I like to move around. That boy there, he talk about you big. So
Yeah, because I started Teddy Riley.
you're wrong. Excuse me. Tell your story about Teddy Riley. So tell
We admire the story that you had, that Teddy Riley talked about you on Vlad with such an
Yeah, I've seen
admiration. And he talked about a story where people was jealous of you because you was the big dog, but you didn't talk much and you didn't get in no trouble. You stayed out of trouble, but people was jealous. So somebody came in there to try to stick you up, and you told them, they don't got nothing to do with it. Take me, and I'll take you to the money. What was going through your mind then? Like, that's brave right there. Like,
Well,
that's real.
It's hard to kind of like think outside of that. Kind of when it happens, it's something that spontaneously you got to think. Like I said, what is it that I'm in the club? We doing music. Teddy Riley, Timmy Gatlin. We doing all kinds of beats. We just did the show for Dougie. We doing all this stuff.
Yeah,
and it's
yeah,
like
yeah.
some stupid guy went downstairs. We had downstairs. It's locked. The door was locked.
Right.
Some dude went down. The bell rang. You know, I'm in the office in the back. There, Teddy and I'm doing the roof. We got the studio in there. They doing the music and
Teddy
everything.
said you built the studio
Yeah, I
and
built
got
this,
him equipment for
Right.
him specifically.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
So that's what you know. And then they came up in there, and somebody opened the door and said somebody wanted to rent the club downstairs for a party. You know, and that's how it came. There's two guys standing there. You know, and it went to a whole different level there. But my thing was like, kind of figure out like I'm a street guy. I came up in the street, not just the streets. I'm a New Yorker. I came from the hood, every hood in New York. I'm originally a Bronx guy.
Wow.
I came to Harlem in 1970, but I was in the Bronx. I was in the Bronx when the burnt out Bronx.
Yeah, I remember that.
You know
very
what I'm saying?
well.
Where
Yeah.
every guy's running around with colors on their back, gang colors and all that. And I'm saying if you couldn't fight, you couldn't come outside.
Right.
So I was kind of used to problems and drama. You know, and like I said, I was always a thinker. I'm still a thinker. You know, like I said, at that time I was in there, like, do I let everybody in here get killed? Or, fuck it, it's my problem.
So let me try to see if I can
Take
get
off my own beef, try to get these, like Teddy and them, my little brothers and kids and stuff. They had nothing to do with what they came, there's a safe in here, we want $1 million. There's no safe here, bro. You know what I'm saying?
But
And
then
there's
you
no
took
money
him
here.
to where the safe, well, you said I'll take you to where the safe is at. So you got him away
Now,
from Teddy
so-
Riley and them.
Right.
So Gus, that's a big lie because I know you. That wasn't where that Muggachini was at, or your money. Not that.
No.
You thinking way ahead. Am I lying?
No,
That wasn't where the big. We had a little son there, not the motherland.
Yeah, no, it wasn't no money in the rooftop. Come on, I'm saying, who keep money in the club?
Okay.
You take money home, take money out the club,
Right,
put it in the bank.
No, you're not catching. No, you're not catching what I'm saying. What I'm saying, whatever you was get a whole bunch of money in the shoe. What I'm saying is your mind. You said I'm gonna take you to the money. To me, that wasn't the money. When you think you said I'm gonna take you to the money, just leave them alone.
Gary, when you get money and you guy like that, you got money all over the place, bro.
We talking that gangster shit.
You know what I'm saying? So you
Yeah,
know,
Greg clapped on that. Yeah. He says his money everywhere. It ain't just one spot. That was one of the locations.
right? So you know where you want to take them, where your less money's at. Okay. So
Yeah, you talking it.
Yeah.
Big Face Garage with Gusto talk. Owner of Rooftop. Gusto talking that gangster shit. And I said, and Ron is cheap, but he's not cheap to his friends he loves. Ron always said it ain't just there, G. I got it spread out. Ron always said that.
We're talking about two different levels. Of
Oh no. I know. Yeah,
We
he's a.
talking about a dude who took a little bit away from work, and we talking about somebody really
Who's getting it? So, yo, hear what he said, Ron? He said he took him to where the least money was. Yeah, that was great. Yo, go, yo,
The thing is to have the intuition during a robbery to be able to think, to be able to do that is something else. You don't know if you was in that position with somebody.
I don't know. Yeah.
If you could think on your feet like
right.
that.
And Gus, when you jumped out the window, did you break anything?
I never jumped out the window.
Oh, that's.
Well, let them tell the rest.
Okay, yeah.
So you left. You got him away from the studio and Teddy Riley. You were very blessed and very lucky. I see why he admired you so much, man. But
Yeah, I mean,
so
Teddy
they-
told he kind of fabricated. Truthfully, like I said, all things with me and our era, it's never been told.
Okay.
You know, y'all hearing something that I've never glorified none of that.
Okay.
Because I've never been about that. I've been about people, safety, trying to give back, like I said, you do wrong to do right sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna give us the opportunity to make $1 million on the job working. So it was opportunities. It was the streets, from what we was taught by our mentors to how to do it and how to get it.
Yeah.
So once you get it and you got it, what do you do with it after that?
Yeah.
Like I said, my thing is, like I said, I've been in the streets to where I'm at now, but I've been in the street every day for 50 years straight.
Never caught a case.
And I've been giving back for 50 years. If I made 100, I only need 20, 30 in my pocket.
Wow.
I split the 70 with my crew. And the reason I will split it with my crew, because my crew is my dogs. And if you don't, it's like having a pit bull in your house and there's no food in that tray. What's gonna happen? Your dog gonna bite you.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? But if you take care of your dog, you feed your dog well, you give your dog treats, you take care of it, your dog ain't gonna let nothing happen to you. Your dog gonna jump in front of the bullet first.
It's time to mount up. See what he said?
If y'all don't take that game,
Gotta feed your
if
crew.
y'all don't take that game.
Gotta feed your crew, but they gotta. But Gusto, I'm gonna agree with you. But what you did was good. You're older than me, but that don't work all the time. Because I know people who fed their brothers, and they still wasn't
You say
satisfied.
brothers, right?
I mean friends, and they still wasn't happy. So sometimes it's still you feed
You
them.
gotta pick and choose. You gotta know who you dealing with, first of all.
Yeah, well, that's yeah.
Just like a grimy nigga's a grimy nigga. You give a grimy nigga money, he's still a grimy nigga. So that ain't changed his personality.
Okay.
So you got to know who you. Like I said, I'm gonna watch you before I even say hello to you. I'm that type of person. So I'm saying I'm gonna watch you, then I'm gonna ask my boys with him. Yo, what's up with Gary?
Respect.
Nah, Gary a good guy. Okay, then I might say, Gary, what's up? So and so, and then we might go on to something else.
You do your research.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
how
because
they
you got to
do it.
study. You got to study.
They don't do that out here no more.
You got to study your student in anything that you do, and even in school.
Yeah.
You got to study your student. You got to study your school, your teacher, your class, your work, everything else. So if you're in the streets, you got to study your students in the streets.
You're right.
You know?
And Gus, the era with here, I know your era. Before somebody get killed, you gotta ask permission. You gotta do research. You just can't go kill somebody and it's like, oh, whatever. That's why it looks like your era. Because I got a friend that's your age, and he told me that now these kids is just shooting people. Don't care who you shot or why you shot them, and your repercussions later, or they go to jail. You know what I mean? So your era, is that the way they work? Like, if there's a problem, you do what you want to do, and it is what it is.
Well, like I told you back when we first started talking, there's rules and laws to everything, and we of people, our brothers and sisters that really had anything going on, we had respect for each other. You know, if me and you had a beef, it had to be worth a beef about something, not a beef about like today they on Instagram, social media.
Stupid stuff.
You know, now we might be beefing about territories, blocks. Like I said, you know this is my block. I know this is your block. We already had agreement from the beginning. Me and my crew ain't gonna fuck with you on your block. Y'all do your thing, I'm do my thing over here. Now when you come over here and try to push me out, then we have a problem.
Because we spoke already.
Yeah, we spoke already like men's.
Now we gotta go. Because that was what we talked.
That's how it is. That's the way it was. And then, like I said, you got to remember, back in the 80s, everybody was real.
Everybody was telling
you know, there wasn't no one real strong motherfucker out here. It was a bunch of motherfuckers really strong. You know, that dude and lived off of morals and principles. You know, like back then, like I said, we didn't beef and bother your kids or your wife or your family. We beef among each other. That was it.
Yes.
You know, now these kids, I'm saying, they get mad at you. They shoot your little son.
Yeah, they don't care, man.
You know, that shit is
it's
ridiculous.
There's no codes anymore.
Right. The
So
ethics are
the
different.
snitching epidemic must really bother. But I know you probably won't go too much into it because you're a stand-up dude. But now it seems like snitching with excuses is okay.
Gus, you
Can I
can't
take
hold
the fifth for a little bit on that because
Okay, Gus.
I mean, the snitching thing I just don't understand because we didn't grow on our families and crews like that. You know, everybody that's we didn't deal with that. You know, now like I said, everything is cool. You know, you came in, you come out, you done shot the whole block up, killed 5 kids. You did 3 years, you come out. Now you getting a little money hustling, you're accepted. You know, we wasn't like that. We wasn't doing that. You know, so that's part of what you're saying with snitching goes along with the same kind of program. You know, a person that snitched today, they snitch on a whole empire and they come out, they're a star. In the street, everybody's catering to them.
I can't take it.
You know, party, you know, but that's the way life, things is different now. You know?
Being a snitch is cool. That's what you basically saying. That's what they saying. That's what they saying. I like I said, I want to
being a snitch and being somebody a mass murderer today look like they're cool. They make movies about things like that.
Yeah.
You know?
We gotta say.
Then who want to hear that? You know what I'm saying? What if you was victimized to this big mass murder they made big movies about and he killed 3 or 4 of your kids and your family?
That's terrible. People make money off pain.
You know what I mean?
You're right.
Yeah, so they like things like that. People like they're glorified by, you know, like stories. You know, basically everything now is storytelling and historical things or bad things or good things, whatever it is, something that can hold people attention.
That's what they're gonna do.
You know, that's they like. Like I said, because attention span with people, they don't watch TV that much, a whole movie or nothing. They get on their phone and want to watch 7 minutes of something else and this and that. But that's basically the attention span of people today.
Wow. And then he just summed that up.
So my thing is, so obviously he said Teddy bullshit a little bit on that story.
No, the story he
you ain't gonna tell me. I already know you. You ain't gonna tell.
He's saying like he over embellished because he got mad love for him.
Yeah.
He got mad love for you, so he might have over embellished.
So bottom line is, you still here, so you made it, and you're not gonna give me the real story. But whatever you did,
he was.
Oh, you was gonna give it? You gonna tell
I
us?
just told you basically what happened. Like I said, I didn't jump out no window, second floor. I'm not Superman.
So when they took you out of there, they put you in the car. You in the car, did they handcuff you? Did they nothing?
No, it didn't go nothing like that. Like
Nothing like that.
I actually got away from them after I got with them.
After
when I came back to the rooftop, Teddy and then had the police there. They said, "Well, what happened to me?" I'm saying, "How can something happen? I'm here." I'm looking at Teddy, like, chill. You know what I mean? You know, chill. I'm saying, y'all all right? I'm all right. Chill though.
Don't involve those people.
Well, we don't let our problems be handled by anybody else.
Wow.
Okay?
I
mean, that's like, I don't know, like being real and being a man, like I said, if you made a baby, that's your responsibility. You got to take care of that baby, right?
Yeah.
So if you're a real man and me and you got a problem, what men's do? We handle our business. We don't include everybody else. We don't go call the police. We handle it. We talk it out. We work it out. We fight it out. We shoot it out. Whatever it is, that's what we do as men. Yeah. But like a lot of people's not men. A lot of people's faggots and chumps for real. When they get to that point, they go, "Oh no, we're gonna talk this and that." Yo, you put me in a whole different persona. I didn't come to talk right now. You know what I'm saying? I come, like I said, there's a problem with the man. We got straight cook. Me, I'm not going to sleep with no problems on my head.
You want to tie all loose.
I want to make sure I take care before I lay down and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna dream bad. So I'd rather take care of my problems.
That's a fact.
You know?
Gus, you know what's so funny, Gus? So when I seen Teddy Riley's story, I was saying that to myself. why would you bring them to the money? I'm gonna try to open the door wrong and do some crazy shit and then try to get back to so they don't. Yeah, but I always thought that. That's why I know you're smart. Again, you like he said, he kept it real. I got away, G. I'm leaving it at that. I got away. I got away.
But like I said, I didn't never tell them what happened.
Oh yeah, he just okay.
I never told none of them what happened. They asked what happened. Nothing. That was out. You know, it was over your head. Just, you know, with some other shit.
Yeah. You're a producer.
And like I said, they wasn't into that life. So why am I standing there explaining?
Yeah,
talking about,
you know
about,
what
we got problems with Gary because Gary tried to rob me or something. I'm talking to my little record
Brother,
company.
you
know, and like I said, when I actually got the Rooftop, and I was with Teddy, Greg, and all of them with the basketball thing and all that. The reason that I did pick and choose them is because I needed the guys to help me get from where I was out the street into some new shit.
Yeah, and that's why I'm bringing some street shit. Yeah,
and then, so I would never involve. I never talked to them about no street shit.
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Through like me and Greg was partners for 35 years. He didn't know half the shit I was into.
You told me that. Greg was good.
Yeah,
Rest
you
in
know
peace,
what I'm saying?
Greg.
Because he wasn't about that.
Rest in peace, Greg.
But I never brought it around him either.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I had alliances. I had friends and all that from the street. They come and talk to me about something that his ears wasn't for his ears. Ishne, bro. Let's talk about that on the side.
Yeah. I want him to hear that.
You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, if he hears something that he ain't supposed to hear and it's bad, he become part of that problem. If something go down, somebody come to him and he said, "Oh, did you know this?" He said, "Oh, I heard so and so." So you part of that beef or problem.
Less he know, less involved.
I never include nobody in nothing they had no business in.
That's respect. That's respect. So besides rappers and all that who used to come through, any street legends was getting a whole bunch of money come through. You can name anybody?
They got not very little pictures, but they got a couple legends.
Can't name they just coming through. You knew was buying bottles, just going crazy in your spot that you could think of, man. AZ was one of them, of course, right? He's come hang out.
AZ ain't hang out in the clubs. AZ was. We talking about. First of all, we talking about what time frame. Well, AZ and them, their time frame started 1985. Or we talking about from 85. Well, I'm talking about before 85.
Well, you can tell before. I'm just talking in general.
Well, like I said,
how early?
Huh?
How early?
Well, like I said, like AZ, Alpo, Rich, and all of them, they was the little young guys up on our era. You know, I'm talking about like Fritz. I'm talking about
Fritz, legendary.
Yeah, I'm talking about
Let's talk about the documentaries.
Fritz. Like when you talking about Queen's Cat, Fat Cat, and all of them,
they all came through.
Know what I'm saying? Yeah, they all came through there. You know what I'm saying? And those are the guys that was ever. Like I said, I used to look at back. Like at my time, I used to look at like guys like Bat. You know, was Cisco. These are all like guys that was fly guys in Harlem. You know, that was really getting it. You know, I look at like
Cisco was a young guy, right?
Real young, right? But he was in the same era with Bat and them.
Wow.
You know, Choo, Bat and all them. Those was the guys that, like a little older than me at the time. And it was the guys that was from the east side, from the west side of 116th and down there that was getting it because they was into the Heron era.
Yeah, that's big.
And they was down with Nicky Barnes and them.
Herons. I call that funny money. You get so much money, you don't even know where it's at.
That was, those was the guys that you look at like, damn, I'm gonna be like them.
Was Nicky Barnes your first heartbreak?
No, I was, like I said, I was hanging out in the 70s, and I was hanging out in a place called the Big Track. And that's where all of them hung out. Nicky Barnes,
where's that at,
Willie,
the Big Track?
On 45th Street between St. Nicholas and Convent.
Anybody can walk in there, or you just?
Nah, you wouldn't. Anybody.
Oh, you have to know. No, he said, hell no. So your gun. So that means you had to stand. They said,
yeah,
Gus can come in.
After hours, it was the only after hours spot that was big time. Like I said, you've seen the movie characters they talk about today, like the real pimps and the real hustlers and the real players and the real number of the big Kingpin.
Sharp as a pastor.
Philly Red and all them kind of, you be like, ooh, what the fuck, who's that? You know what I mean? But that's where they hung at. And when they said the girls with the chinchillas and minks on, they was those their girls. You know, and those are like those are the guys that I admired looking at and was saying, well, how the hell what they into? How did they do that? You know?
A whole lot of money. Okay. So
like we looking at you right now.
Yeah, we're looking at you. How you do that? I'm bugging out right now because I used to love going. I never got to the Rooftop, but I just wanted to go so bad, man.
Yeah. Well, how many people heard of before the Rooftop 404?
I don't even know.
Brucey B talking
about that.
Yeah, Brucey.
That was our after hour spot the big track was the biggest New York big track with all the hustlers, pimps, players, and everybody came through it. And when they closed that down, 404 opened up.
Okay.
You know, Willie, my godfather.
That's in Harlem too?
Yeah.
404 was in Harlem too?
Yeah, right up the block from the big track on set between 145th, between Convent and St. Nick.
Wow.
You know, and Willie, that was Willie's spot. He built it. And Willie was one of the OGs that was hanging with the New York Willies, the
Willie's
King,
Lounge.
Nicky Barnes and all them, and this and that. You know, so he was like my mentor, my godfather.
Okay.
You know, and I was up under him.
So, Magical, what was the impact Alpo had on your rooftop for you? Your opinion, the impact.
For us, you know, it was big. It was like Brucey B tapes, Alpo and beefing broccolis, doing wheelies, and Brucey B shouting it out as soon as he come in. You know, all the big time guys. But he was
okay. That was a transition from when you say the rooftop, when it changed from the cultural thing for the community and everything, where it became for hip hop. You know, Alpo, I mean, Brucey B and all of them, they was guys that came with me. Alpo, when I came in the rooftop, Alpo came with me to the rooftop.
Oh, you bring him in there with you. You walk
when
in
I
with
came and got the rooftop and opened up the rooftop.
Okay.
Alpo was one of my buddies.
Oh, okay.
So he came. That's why he was able to do all the things in the rooftop that people say, how the hell he was doing all that?
That was your man.
You know, because that was one of my little buddies. That was one of my boys. You know what I'm saying? Even if, like I said, his last documentary, he said, you know, Augusto was my big OG. You know, and for those who knew, and those who didn't know. You know, but he was like really he was like my little brother.
So you was caught between the crow when all that stuff they're saying about it, what he did. You was shocked. You couldn't really. You just see me. I'm not gonna front Gusto. When they first was and with Sneaks, I've been up top and I stood my ground and did my life. I didn't do a lot of time, but I got a new rule. If you a snitch and I know you're a snitch, as long as Ron got me, I never thought I'd say this.
Don't put me in your snitch conversations.
No. This is what she told me. You wouldn't be an asshole, man. But anyway, because what I'm saying to you, because if I never do no business with you, I'm still gonna give you £1. I may not hang out with you. I don't know what you did.
You said that?
I'm saying that I've converted. If you're a rat and you're a known rat, I don't care because I don't hang with you and never did no business with you. I'm not gonna be front and not give you £1. That's stupid. That's ignorant. I'm gonna give you £1 to keep. I ain't gonna hang out with you, but. He just said that's his brother.
I said everything you said except
that's his little brother. You said you loved him, so I'm saying he was caught up in the crossroads, and you just when you saw him, you just gave him £1, and you just left it alone.
I treated him the same way I treated him from day one.
See, that's my point. That's
yeah,
what
because
I
like I said, like everybody, we all have our own demons. Let's not get that misconstrued.
Do we?
You know what I'm saying? Everybody, like I said, you say somebody told on somebody, the reason they told. It might be different than your reason. Like I said, and you might have told on somebody, but nobody knew you told. You know what I mean? Because, like I said, I know one thing that I do know. You can watch TV, you can just listen to the story, you can go there. When you're sitting in that room with the feds, when they telling you they offering you life or the motherfucking electric chair,
you just pull
what
laptops
would you
out.
do?
They pull laptops out.
Now, what would you do? And then, like I said, most time that people say they snitched on somebody, the feds already knew the whole story.
They already know the story.
You know what I'm saying? So that they was going down anyway. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was going down. So it's like, okay, all 5 of us is you know, conspicuous in doing things. Now, if they had all y'all in the all of us in the room, we all untold on each other. Trust me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like instead of the feds have just play devil advocates with you. You know what Gary said? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Gary told everything and said that you shot up everything.
They already know the answers most
They already have the answers and
that.
But like I said, what's the difference instead of they telling you getting an electric chair or both of y'all getting an electric chair or we could give both of y'all life? Because most lifers, they all had to tell on each other.
Yeah.
If they was co-defendants.
The feds have a way, they make
you know, and then like I said,
I never thought about that.
Yeah, it's a whole different room when you sitting in that institution like that. You know what I'm saying? Then when you come, I mean, all right, you might have got a break. You did 10 years, 5 years, you come home. Oh, yo, he snitched on his co-defendant. He didn't snitch on me. He didn't snitch on you. They was caught up in the quagmire of their own business.
Their own shit.
You know what I'm saying? So they had to make decisions, life decisions on what each other. And I might have said, yo, Gary, it don't make no sense. Tell.
Yeah, someone told me that too one day.
You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't gonna make no difference between me and you, but you're gonna see daylight. I'm not gonna see no daylight.
Yeah.
I killed up 50 niggas. They already know. You didn't have to tell them. They already told me they knew. Or they got records of 50 other people told on them.
So go on.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You just say, all right, yeah, I didn't do it. Gary did it.
Well, I'm on my show, the Big Face Guy Show. I bow down if you a snitch. I don't care no more. I'll give you a pound, and I don't care.
Gary used to take it real.
Now, I used to take that shit too personal. I used to take it too
well,
I learned. I've evolved. He talked me out of it. I talked to some decent people, and it's not that serious.
I said as long as amongst your
I'm too old. I'm too old for
that
this.
y'all bond. If y'all ever do anything, if I help you put a body in the trunk and I get caught, it's on me. But everybody else do out there that don't involve you, you don't put yourself in that.
And Gus, to be funny, my sandbox friends that I grew up with, grilled them, they all got jobs. None of my friends in the streets. So why am I worried? My friends who I deal with, they all Gucci. So why the hell am I getting rid of the rap for? Gray always told me that, G, man, that's their business.
And you a civilian.
Gray told me they gotta live with us, Gray's famous son. No,
civilians.
Gray's famous son. Gee, they gotta live with that, not us. That ain't our business.
Well, those be stories like that. That it might be 20 years later that you still mad at but he didn't snitch on you, or they say he was 20 years. You didn't know the whole story, and this and that, and then we're not into the same world today. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We're all, like you say, got jobs. We doing positive things.
Yeah.
We doing, like
the world has
and
changed, man.
then, like you said, you had a beef with somebody 40 years ago.
Yeah,
and you see him 40 years later, and y'all was beefing over a piece of pussy that both of y'all was fucking.
You ain't lying.
What kind of beef is that?
40
years later, y'all
Ron,
was
you understand?
Yeah.
Nicky Bum killed his little legendary status because niggas fucked this bitch. And that man was like, I know people bow down to him. Because niggas was fucking this bitch is why he did what he did, he said. That shit is crazy to me. And he's a legend. Can no one take nothing from Nicky? Nicky destroyed these streets, man.
Yeah, well,
am I lying?
Yeah, but like I said, it's the same thing. But I'm saying, can you tell the difference in the pussy when you fucked it after the nigga fucked it?
No.
You gonna bust the same old nut. You gonna it feel just as good.
You ain't lying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
right.
you don't even know the difference that she might have fucked the nigga 5 minutes ago. Yeah. A pussy is.
But Gus, the motherfucker's very emotional coming to these women. Gus, I'm gonna be honest with you. Motherfuckers very emotional coming to their woman, man.
Okay, but I'm saying, what kind of woman you emotional about?
They think it's your pussy, and they married them.
What you mad of? A prostitute? She's a prostitute. For how you mad? She's like selling pussy because you ain't giving her enough money to what she need. So what do you mad at her because she went to him and he's hitting her off?
But that's what killed people. He said, "I'm getting a bunch of paper, bitch. Why you have to go fuck him? Why you?" But they think like that. I'm agreeing with you. I ain't going crazy with no pussy.
Like I said, it don't make sense.
Yeah, well, you're making a lot of sense. Thank you, Gus. You make good sense. Yeah, you're making a lot of sense. Again, I bow down to you. If you say, okay, I'm still giving you a pound. It's your business. You all right with me? Now, how hard was it to get that footage for your documentary? Like to find old school footage? Because back then, technology wasn't like it is now.
We didn't even then they had cameras, so like the hand cord camera came out in 1986.
Oh.
The little hand cord camera. The camcorder came out in 1986.
Okay.
So we was rocking, like I said, 83, 84, 85. So it was, and then 86, you see somebody the camcorder, you're like, well, how the hell you get that? Like I think walk around with a cell phone now, that's like.
So Gus, you was ahead of time. You knew to tape it. You just knew you had to tape it.
No. People was taping certain things that I end up finding the people that had.
That you remember
kept relations, and I got little pieces of this, little pieces of that, pieces of that. So putting the documentary was more harder than finding actual footage that you see.
Okay.
But doing the documentary, I had the people that was there that today they're around. So they can tell their story. Because the documentary is more about the storytelling, because that's what documentary is supposed to be.
Good old
it's not a movie. A documentary is two different things.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? The documentary is about hearing what people talk about, what it was, and this and that. A movie is about seeing the action, and you can reinvent and create this and create. So it's totally different things. That's why I did it. I have a movie that I'm doing on the rooftop, and of our era and this and that, and I have a documentary for the rooftop.
Okay, cool. So so luckily you just went and got the people who was there. You remembered a lot of people and they gave you the information.
Right.
Let me get one of them good old rooftop tapes.
Tapes?
But when Brucey be going crazy.
Oh, you gotta get it from Brucey.
I know, he told me, no, big on you because Brucey told me he'll give it to me. He always tell me, don't worry about it. Brucey got all his, he be selling them joints. What's them things called, Truth?
You mean the one that he's still a hustler?
Flash drive, yeah, Brucey
Look, he's such a hustler.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came in, he was like, yo, I got the boom. We start playing it.
Ron Bortman right there. He came to my show, I interviewed him. He sold Ron a flat. Ron bought it for $40.
He didn't sell it to me. It fell out my pocket.
Yeah.
And I was so happy to have the music. I felt good about it. I wanted another one, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's crazy. But what ultimately, see, I'm going to tell you a story I remember. I got the call from up downtown. Yo, G, they just killed Von Drew. I don't know if you remember Von Drew. Hell of a ball player.
Right.
He was at the wrong place at the wrong time. And I was shocked because he was a real run. This guy was a real good ball player. And it's like, God forbid, I'm chilling with him and they come hit me and he got hit by mistake. So is that what ultimately closed Rooftop? And what happened that night? Can you give people what happened that night if you remember what happened?
That's not the reason why the Rooftop closed, but that was just when you say enough of the violence.
Yeah.
Just period violence. That because like I said, I have this place.
Do you remember that night?
And everybody, I was there.
Okay.
I was the first person that came outside
When you heard the
out the
gunshot.
rooftop, but you wasn't coming outside until the gunshots was over.
Okay, you heard him. A lot.
Yeah.
Shots rang crazy. It was ridiculous. About 2 minutes.
You would thought it was in Vietnam.
Jesus Christ.
You know? And like I said, it shot. We had our wall was brick and it had holes in the wall like this, so there wasn't no little guns. So there was
holes in
it was
the
automatic. Yeah, like this. Those automatic weapons.
So when I'm asking, I'm trying to get you to tell people. So you heard the shot, then you came outside.
I was standing at the door when I heard the shots, but it was so many shots that I wouldn't allow nobody to go outside. Well, we wasn't going outside.
Okay.
And then like I said, when it did happen, stop. You came outside. It was you couldn't even still see. It was so much smoke from the gunshots. And actually the other kid was laying right. Mikey was laying right in front of the door.
Man.
And Von Drew was right next to the
Yeah,
recipe.
Von Drew. No, he wasn't next. He was in the street because they got out of the cab. And Von Drew
That's one
went
of
that
the
way.
pictures they do have online.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So,
Von Drew was on that side. And Mikey was on that side.
Oh, so many shots went off. He got hit by mistake. Von Drew got hit in the streets. He fell out.
Yeah, it wasn't no mistake. They came together, and it's like when niggas come to do something to you, you're part of the talk. You're part of the talk.
They don't give a fuck.
They come for y'all. You whoever you with, you're a victim or you're a part of it, and that's basically what happened. Why he had nothing to do with the problem. Mikey was his little beef was.
Okay, that was the last time Rooftop was ever open.
No, I stayed open for 5, 6 months, 7 months later.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
But I didn't close up.
You opened the
after
next
that.
day, not trying to be funny, or you waited about a week and then opened back up.
I mean, I kept open up. I mean, what can you? Like I said, it's like New York. Like they say, yo, person get killed. They mourn over them. They put flowers. Everybody go back to business. Everybody go back to work. It's unfortunate that I think every place, every businesses that had ambiance of people like this, that many crowd of people, they came like Skate Key, Empire, all of them. They had incidents. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so everybody it was a rough night, but everybody had incidents.
Yeah.
So, do you remember the most iconic night in Rooftop that you could never forget? Like you said, this was a great night. Like you're like, wow. It's too many.
Too many.
Wow. Okay, that's fair. I
Too
figured
many.
that.
Too many.
I figured that.
Yeah.
What year was that when that shooting we just talked about?
In 88.
88.
Yeah, I closed the Rooftop in 89.
I was just getting out of high school. 88.
Yeah, I closed the Rooftop in 89.
How long did the Rooftop run? Under your control?
From 1980 to 89.
We got a 9-year run.
Dang, that's a long run.
We ain't never getting there, man.
Yeah.
All that happening and under the ambiance and the gangsters and the rappers and the
Right.
a 9-year run, that's unheard of for a club that don't get in no trouble and just have a liquor license problem.
Yeah. But Rooftop had a few incidents out, like shooting in the block, shooting outside, because, niggas had beefs. That they, like I said, you had beefs and you knew where to find somebody at.
Everybody went there to
what it
look
was.
like.
Can't do now, got nothing.
Yeah, and then you got to remember over there was the park across the street, so it was dark in that park and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
So a person sitting in that park like this all day, like, here come Tone.
Yeah, they lay on you, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You can't see them, but they sit in the dark ass park.
It was just a perfect place to get people you have beef with, because this is the bottom line. What's the thing?
Yeah.
And so, you can name any legendary cameos for your documentary that you had come through that you remember, like just for the
I
documentary.
actually looked at the
Scissor reel?
yeah, I looked at it and it's amazing. He got everybody on there, all the rappers talking.
Right.
I can't remember, but they all representing. They all representing this rooftop thing. Everybody's excited to talk about it. The rooftop documentary and the rooftop story, to me, is bigger, way bigger than the BMF story. The BMF story, you're talking about some guys who got some money and they threw some money and they did their thing. The rooftop story, you talking about hip hop. You talking about the beginning of rap careers. You talking about the beginning of R&B superstars, Teddy Riley, Kool Moe Dee. You talking about
54.
the biggest drug dealers and we'll say businessmen of that time period all meeting there. The cars, the girls, and the period from the crack era, the real
That was a
crack
big crack
from
era
the
in the
80s to 89.
A little more past that.
Rock
Right.
Emirates being
90
like the big gold chains.
95,
the
96.
medallions. You don't know.
So Ron, you from Queens. Let me help you a little bit.
Oh boy.
So Willie Burgers was what we do. We go to the rink in Jersey.
Okay.
We go skate, laugh, and joke.
Okay.
Everybody go to Willie Burgers, get burgers, and everybody eating, drinking 40s, Apple coming through, popping up, doing about 9 blocks. He's spinning out. Everybody looking at you. Everybody got their M3s, the Honda Accord, the 2-doors, the Honda Accords, everything. Now, Willie Burger, that burger was crazy, Ron. This ain't your fault. You ain't got nothing to do. I don't think Gray had a Willie Burger before. I don't even know.
I ain't never had a Willie Burger.
Gray had a Willie Burger?
I ain't never had no
I'm not even answer you.
That's why I guess he's stupid.
I ain't even answer.
But anyway, what I'm saying to you though, is that your Uncle Willie, the Willie Burgers on that your godfather?
That's my golf. Yeah.
Is that the Willie one on the corner? I mean, is he responsible for that one?
Well, yeah, Willie was the owner of the rooftop first, the original. When I found out the rooftop was available to get, I went and got Willie,
Okay.
and we came and got the rooftop.
Oh, that's how it is. And so he was on that corner burger spot, or he just used
He
they
owned
used his
the
name.
rooftop. He owned the S&S. He owned the Ponderosa.
The
He
Willie
owned
owned-
everything in Harlem that was relevant. At the
And that
time.
Willie Burger in the corner he owned too.
Willie Burgers. Yeah,
Yeah, that
I
was
can
big.
relate to the Ponderosas.
Ponderosa my spot, too.
Billy, bro.
Ponderosa
Yeah.
my
All
spot.
those names back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Willie was very influential in Harlem. He's a boss. They
Willie
just-
was the godfather.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, man. They said he had so many businesses as I was looking, and they said that he was your mentor and you was the man. So for him to be your mentor was amazing. Do you ever want to have a documentary come out where you could tell a story about your godfather, Willie?
That's what the rooftop documentary is. That
It is that.
It is
It's
that,
giving
yeah.
a lot of
it's
history.
giving his, it basically tells about the beginning, how it started, we started, and how all that became. And he was meant to. You got to remember, we was street guys. Willie was a businessman, so you had to have the figurehead being the man.
Right.
Okay.
So how many businesses did you have with Willie?
I mean, how many business did I have
With
him?
Willie, did you him do good stuff? In the
I
Harlem.
followed Willie since 1970, and Willie might have owned about 50 businesses.
Damn.
So I was up under him all the time that he was doing things. See, Willie was one of the guys that he'll build a store, lay it out, it'll start rocking and this, that. He's going on to his next venture.
He don't stop.
He don't stay. So I was up under him. So all the ventures and everything did. Once he said, "Yo, I'm out here," I said, "All right, I got it." It's my
He just
business.
passed
That's
right to you.
what the rooftop basically was. Like I said, it was me and Willie, and then it was Willie's place. Basically, you would say Willie as the OG. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And me as the young. I'm the young Sonny. Just look
So
at me
basically,
like
Willie
that.
was doing. So Gus, so you looking at Willie like, yo, I want to be like him. I got to open business. That's
No,
what
I ain't never want to be like nobody.
you want to be yourself.
No,
But some people.
I wanted
You
to do.
always gotta go too
Yeah.
far.
No,
I wanted to. I wanted to.
Hey, nah.
Yeah, I wanted to do some of the things that I seen that he was successful doing. You know what I mean? That worked. Like I said, I was always a sponge that absorbed knowledge, absorbed things that will make you a better person. You know, like I said, when I used to like I said, my name Gusto came from the Gusto Kids. It was a crew of us. You know, and we was hanging on Sugar Hill on 46 in St. Nick, and we'd be right there, and we all was saying how Gusto kids really mean kids that's getting money. You know what I mean? And then like a lot of them fell off. They didn't keep a name going. I kept it going, so I Gusto Kid, and I just took the kid off, and they called me Gusto. But the reason that I used to watch and be on the corner with my crew, you know, we hustling, doing our little thing. When AZ say he looked out the window on 46th Street and seen the people on the corner, that was us on the corner. The Gusto crew, the Gusto kids.
You still find shoe boxes sometime in your
Huh?
house? Your 60 shoe boxes?
No. I still got that. You know, yeah, but like I said, but you know, like we just sit there and just learn, you know, and like I said, when I was like, I was a little more savvy than my crew, the guys in my crew, because all of them was guys that didn't go to school. They dropped out of school. They wasn't a thinker, you know, and all that. I was a little fortunate. I had a scholarship for gymnastics, and I went all the way to 2 years of college.
Oh, okay.
Gymnastics?
Yeah.
You could flip and tumble. And
Yeah,
all
I was
that?
like maybe one or two of the best gymnastic person in the country back then. And we talking about 1970, 73, 74. But like I said, but me staying in school for 2 years of college, getting educated, and then being in the street and getting street educated, I had the ups on a lot of guys on the street trying to think of how to get money. You know, first of all, he got an 8th grade education. He's never outthink me. You know what I'm saying? So, but my thing was, like I said, if I had a problem with somebody, we trying to get money, and we bumping heads, I put him down.
You put him down with you, yeah.
Yeah, why fighting with him? Put him down.
With
You know what I'm saying? Give him what room he need and this and that, so he's down. You know, then we used to be on the corner. You remember the Blue Book Mark IV? You remember that? That was we hung right there on that corner. That's when Jamila, Keith Sweat and them used to play in the bar. That's when Keith Sweat wasn't even know this band. We used to sit outside and they used to come outside and smoke weed with us standing there. But when they take their break, but they wasn't nobody. They was just a band. Keith Sweat was in the band playing. And then they had Blue Book, Mark IV. They had Triggers, the after hour spot.
Okay.
Right there. Then they had the number spot right there. And we used to sit down and say, oh shit, we gonna all go in the after hour spot and Triggers. And I used to tell my crew, I said, yo, why we gonna go into somebody else's after spot? Let's get our own after hour spot.
Yeah,
you know, so when I turned 21, I got my own after hour spot right next door to Triggers. It was called the Starlight.
I remember Starlight Lounge.
Yeah, that's where it started with me getting into the business.
What street was that on?
Right there on 46 and St. Nick.
I remember Starlight
Across the
Lounge,
street from where AZ lived at.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
damn, that's you a boss. I know that spot.
Yeah, and then, you know, like I said, that's where it
I ain't
started.
never get in there, but I know that spot. That spot was official, man. So I'm gonna talk. This is when you fooled me. You fooled me big in Rucker. It used to be packed, bro. I'm just starting. We was playing. Grills playing 17. I stopped playing ball. I started running around in the streets. The park was crazy packed, and I used to never. He just always showed me love. They wouldn't let nobody. I said, yo, man, I'm like, yo, come on, man. He with me. He let me in. But Ron, you never knew this. This dude was great. I never knew nothing. I used to think he worked for Greg. He was so humble. He acted like he worked for you. Didn't act like he worked for Greg the way you were so quiet. You never really talked a lot. I've been I was partnered with Greg since the thing started. I never knew that. Remember when we had Bob Law, rest in peace, when we had the cardiac kids in there? It was crazy. So I'm gonna be honest with you, 55th changed my life. I even had a team 55th, one of your cardiac kids at Bob, and we shocked the world. Remember Peter Shue?
Yeah.
It was crazy. And then I figured out, I was chilling in this bar, Ron, a couple months ago. He said, Gary, I was always a partner. Me and Greg did it together. I didn't talk a lot, but that's me and we did it together. I never knew that. That's where that money was coming from, Ron. It was like, how they doing this? All right, Gus, you smart. It was great.
He don't talk.
No, that's why he didn't talk at all. He just get me to park. He was
You know what
always
it is?
calm.
Monday to Thursday to have 1,000 people come up to you and holler and scream at you, can I get in the park?
Yeah, he always let me in the park. Because you always let me in. I don't know,
I
Gus.
seen his face a couple of nights. I'm like, never mind. I'm going
Rockefeller was just starting. It wasn't Ron. I wasn't better than nobody. He always let me in. I remember 55th when you could. That was just crazy, that park. That everybody was eating. You could come in there and drink. Drug dealers are telling you. It was crazy, man. That park was crazy, man. They got
I
hot.
remember going up there.
Great, this one you ain't really.
Trying to see the game. Taking the train all the way from Jamaica, Queens, all the way to here. Hurry up, man. We ain't gonna be able to see nothing, man. We gonna be on the fence. We get there, we climb all the way up at the fence.
And people holding with their hand, they're holding it, Ron. And Ron, the courts are crowded, the crowd is so into it, the guy coming to score, the people are running off the court. Remember Greg saying, they're running off the court so they can lay the ball up, man.
Right.
Yeah, well, then Gus got smart. They start putting a police barrier. Put the barriers there.
The barrier around,
Yeah.
That was security. That helped with the security. Like I said, I always was one that, like Greg was the CEO, he was the face.
Yeah, rest in peace.
So,
Greg was a good guy, man.
Yeah, so that was like my thing is like, I don't need to shine all the time. You know what I'm saying? So like, listen, you do things. Like I said, when I told you, Teddy Riley introduced me to Greg in 1974. Wow. And that's when I had the rooftop.
Okay.
Teddy brought Greg to me and said, yo, Gus, you know, to Teddy's like my little God, we God brothers kind of, because Willie's our godfather, right? So Teddy's like, yo, Gus, this guy here, he got a basketball tournament. They was in 39th Street, and he needs.
What year was this?
84.
84. So 55th started in 84.
No, 55th started in 86.
86. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, you know, and Teddy asked me to help Greg, you know, with the tournament. I said, well, you know, what you mean to help? He said, we want you to put a team in the tournament. I was like, team. So that ain't there. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You know, I'm a street guy running around. I got a business. I'm really blossoming in this club. I'm popping. The club is really rocking. You know what I mean? And I was like, man, I ain't got time for it. But Teddy was like, come on, Gus, that's my man. You know, and I was like, fuck it. All right, I'll put a team in there. I said, oh, Greg, what it takes. I don't remember exactly what Greg had said about how much or whatever. So I said, all right, yo, come see me tomorrow, man. I got you. So I gave him some money, you know, for the team, for the tournament. I didn't know that I was just sponsoring the team. I ended up sponsoring the tournament.
Oh, I told you, T. Wayne.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And I sponsored Greg as one of we became partners.
Yeah.
From that day on. Like I said, when we was in 39th Street, we didn't have no sponsors. Greg ain't had no money. Teddy ain't had no money. Where you think the money came from? I had dough. It was no joke. I had dough.
Oh,
so I sponsored, you know, the tournament. I sponsored Rucker Park till we came in 55th Street for 9 years until Reebok came in. No fear.
That was no fair. Yeah, no
Right.
fair.
Till when No Fear came, they gave us a little 15, 20,000 or something like that. But for 11 years, I put the money up for the tournament. And like I said, I told Teddy, I said, damn, I ain't know y'all niggas are gonna be my little partners. But then I was looking at it in a different aspect. You know, a nigga in the street trying to get out the street, you got dough. I said, fuck, let me hang out with these square dudes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
My little crew, my hustling crew, the street crew saying, yo, guess what you fuck with them square niggas for? You know, they didn't know.
Yeah, they didn't know that.
But I knew, like I said, I'm investing. I'm giving Teddy $5,000. I'll go to the Power Play studio in Brooklyn. I think that was in Brooklyn, right? Power Play, right?
Yeah.
And they going to him and Greg going to make music. That's when we started a record company. So we opened up a record company. You know what I'm saying? Then we had the basketball tournament. So I was smart enough to incorporate all that, though.
How did you just see Teddy?
No, I knew Teddy was very talented.
But how did you know? Like,
He heard his music.
You really put it into, like, you knew.
Right. But I sat in the room. We sat in the room before the company really blew. Months sitting around in the studio. He playing that little keyboard. Fuck this. I'm tearing my club down. I'm taking that fucking gambling shit out of here. I'm taking the bar out of here. I'm putting an office. I'm putting you a recording studio back there, man. We gonna make some music. Because I'm giving them you gotta think I'm giving them 5,000, 3,000 every time they go into the Power Play.
Let me keep that money.
Put $10,000, $20,000 in my own shit and build a studio for this motherfucking kid and let him rock. And the shit came, like I said, first joint we did, Go See the Doctor. Next joint we did, Rap New Generation. You know what I'm saying? Next thing they did the show behind that with Dougie. Then he did Raw Bass, It Takes Two. It was all in rock.
He did Take Two?
Yeah. Yeah.
Teddy
All
produced
of it.
that?
Yeah.
I didn't even know he produced that. That's
you know what I'm saying?
funny.
Like I said, everything in the music business, it was like touch and go.
Nah, that's it. He's still getting checks now because Rob Bass, he still do that record.
Yeah. So, you know, but like I invested in them. And, you know, like I said, it helped me, took me out the street. But it was always a little ghost in my ear all the time saying one of my brothers. I got 18 brothers and sisters.
Damn.
And that was basically my crew coming out. That's how I came out. You know what I'm saying? And one of my brothers that was with me every day, he said, man, I don't care what you do, man. The streets ain't gonna leave you alone. That's what the little incidents I had, like I said, somebody came rob. He said, because, you know, niggas was always gonna be jealous and hating. And that always triggered in my head. You know what I'm saying? I was like, you know, that's right. All the good you do, it don't make no difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because people's jealous, envy. And then, like I said, I didn't really believe the saying that a barrel of crabs, New York is a barrel of crabs. You know, you in that barrel, as soon as you get up, somebody grabbing you and trying to pull you down all the time. And nobody, you know, like I said, and if you're doing good, you know, a lot of people's gonna hate on you and say, you know, it's the first person you asked me something 10 times. Yo, Gus, can I get $100? I gave you $100 10 times. The 11th time that you asked me for $100, I said no.
Now you're a sucker.
Now I'm a sucker. Now you the one that I gotta watch. And that's the way it is. And that's the way of the world, you know, and it's sad. It's ridiculous. Like I said, I can never say. Then a lot of them, when you do keep giving, they think that you can't say no to them.
Yeah.
You know, when you say no, you just, and you be like, yo, you gotta be out your fucking mind. You know what I'm saying? I did it out of courtesy.
I don't owe you
nothing.
I can imagine with big money, which I never had.
Yeah.
But with small money, it'd be like that.
Yeah, they bargain. Yeah, little nooks and crannies.
So regular job person is like that. So I can imagine.
So it's a gift and a curse to get money and have money, and like you realize, like a lot of people, even music hustlers and all that, they get money and they out. You know what I'm saying? Because they're scared to stay inside the elements of where they got their money from. That because they saw all the problems, everybody come and hating this and that. But my thing was just like, if I got it here, I ain't going no fucking where. I'm gonna spend it right back here because I leave, I can't take none of it with me.
I love it. That's why I'm not big to leave New York like that. I'm like you. I like New York. I just gotta maybe live a little further or something. But I love New York, man. What's your biggest moment? I know this is a crazy question, but maybe you could try. One of your most memorable moments in Rucker Park. I know so many.
Well, one of it's crazy is we're gonna go outside of our culture.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, we're gonna go with Machine Gun Kelly.
Oh.
You know, when Machine Gun Kelly came there, he was on the top of the backboard performing.
Yeah.
You remember that, Tone?
Yeah, I remember that.
He was on top of the backboard? I didn't see it.
I didn't even go in the park.
But you remember that though, right? That day.
I didn't go.
That was the biggest
outside the
iconic
park.
day.
He was performing on top of
He was on the top of the backboard, sitting on the rim performing.
Jesus.
And then he was standing on top of the backboard like this.
Wow, Machine Gun
With-
Kelly.
like I said.
That white boy can rap.
No, he go. They go.
Right now,
He can rap.
he's finally, he looking different, but rapping like.
Yeah. But that was like one of the, like, you know, we had crowds that's crazy.
You gotta take
But that
your-
crowd, like I said, we might have about 10,000 people out there.
I mean,
The whole court was crazy, inside and outside.
That and the Bill Clinton.
Yeah, the Bill Clinton day. Yeah.
Hey, great. Gusto, big question. Do police charge for when they're there for security like that, or they just do it for the community? Because I heard this. No, I'm being honest with you. I'm not. They say they legally can charge. I'm not even trying to be back door.
Oh, no, I
You can't
why
answer?
you asked me that. I can answer it.
Okay.
I just wonder why you asked that, because the police can't charge.
They can't, but some of they see that's crazy.
That's
Some of
New
the-
York City.
Well,
That's
they
service.
I heard they worded differently. Okay,
That's service.
I agree with you. But somebody told me I have a name.
Protect and serve.
Yeah, you're right. But Ron, they worded differently. Can you write a check to the Police Benevolence Association or something, Greg?
Well, that's what things that's profitable making money. The basketball tournament is not considered profitable in making money.
It's supposed to
be a community thing. You're giving back and
protect
doing
and
things.
serve,
Now
yes.
you say that in a club. Like I said, I own clubs for 31 years.
Yeah.
So if you're saying that about clubs, the Police Benevolence Association will ask you for a donation.
That's what okay. That's what they.
And
That's
then
what
when
they
you
cut
say, yo, donation for what? I'm not giving you no donation. You be wondering why you keep getting all these violations and they keep running up in your spot.
Yeah.
That's what it's all
once
about.
you cut something, they slip.
Get that donation.
Yeah.
Low key extortion.
Right.
Yeah. Friendly. I call that friendly extortion. Me and Ron was talking about friendly
I
extortion.
never thought clubs was a good business. Clubs and restaurants, I always was like, they
a
don't
lot of work.
last long. They don't last long. Before you know something happens and they close, but it was profitable for you. It go against everything that in my mind as a person trying to do business to believe that clubs will be able to make money and sustain.
Well,
They always seem so
if you open up a
problematic.
club, say if you open up a club and you made it a hot club, and you got a 6 months run,
Yeah.
you should have got back all your investment within that 6 months.
But they say that don't happen. So you're hustling. It's very. People say that rarely. It takes sometime a year or two to flip your money, and so you got to. That's what you say. That's why you smiling. You a hustler. Like you
Well,
smiling.
I'm saying, like I said, I opened up Willie's Entertainment Sports Bar on 145th Street in St. Nicholas.
I remember that one, too.
Excuse me, 8th Avenue, right on the corner.
I remember that.
Where that was me.
I remember that.
I put Willie's name on it, but that was mine.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And I opened up that. I sold so much champagne, and then I was the second hottest rosé when the rosé first came out.
Yeah.
I broke rosé with Peerless. That was a company that was.
I know. I remember Peerless. Yeah, they in Jersey. They're Peerless. I know Peerless very well. They're big distributor around.
I was number 2 in the city selling rosé. The biggest one was called Roseland. And Roseland was a club. It was
Roseland's
a club
downtown.
10 times bigger than my little block.
Roseland Ballroom.
Yeah, downtown.
In the 50s, right?
Yeah, the 50s. That was like, it was a big club, and they had 4-5 bars in there. And they said I was the second most selling in my little lounge in there. Like I said, with rosé, I was selling every day at least $5,000-$6,000 worth of rosé.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, and
You got to figure it out. You got to come
Right.
up with gimmicks. You got to just know
and
what
then
you're
like I
doing.
said, your question I want to answer for you is that reason it can be profitable is because once you selling alcohol is drugs. It's the same thing as selling drugs. How good are you, or how good was you selling drugs? You can be just as good as selling the same thing, or selling cigarettes. You know something. If you know how to do business, you know how to handle money, you know how to flip. Like I said, I sent my 2 kids through college through one of my clubs. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, listen, I got my investment back because college was costing like $60,000-$70,000 for one child.
They were saying like New York now is so hard because of the police, and they want you to hit them off, and then they're giving you violations. They was just having complaints about that like 2-3 years ago. They were saying it's very hard to have a club in New York City now and make money. But you have been successful, man. And
Yeah, you killed the game, man. I respect it. Now, I got to ask you, what's the future of Rucker? Because to me, the adjustment, like we was talking earlier, I'm a Rucker fanatic. I couldn't even get in the park in Rucker when I was going. I couldn't get. He let me in, and people let me in. I used to go with Tone. That's when Tone got real good in basketball, so I used to wait for him.
That's what he got.
He was. I was figuring. Ron, I used to wait for Tone.
See what I gotta put up with?
I used to wait on the corner. Greg, you're Ron.
legendary street baller.
Yeah, Greg's one like Tony Greg, big time boy. So Gus, I'm waiting in the corner. I see Greg acting crazy. You know, this is Joe. You my little man. Come on. He always said that to me. You my little man. Yeah. We walk in and have a ball. But now, Gus, I gotta be honest. I can walk right in. I ain't used to that. What's the transition? Explain the transition. What's going on?
I'm gonna explain the business aspect.
Yeah, explain that to me. The business side.
When you saying that you was trying to get in Rucker Park in the years you was trying to get in.
Yeah, couldn't get in.
There might have been 3 basketball tournaments in the whole city, right?
Yes.
Now today, there's 37 basketball teams.
You know the numbers?
In the city.
37?
It's 37 basketball tournaments. So you got to think that the crowd that you had in one place is going 37 places, first of all.
Okay.
So they have other opportunities. Every neighborhood, every hood got a tournament now.
Okay.
So before, every hood and every neighborhood was coming to Rucker Park.
You ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying? Okay. So now they got all these tournaments. What happened? Rucker Park is Michael Jordan. Of basketball. They want to be like Mike. Everybody, I don't care what tournament, you can say any tournament in New York City, they want to be like Rucker Park.
We got a bunch of NBA ball players.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and then, like I said, Rucker Park got more commercialized than anything because all the big brands wanted to come in there and do activations. They wanted to do things. They wanted to take over what they see that we did, the culture of how we did things, the way we did it. And they come in, so they diluted, they watered it down.
Okay.
So it takes away from the originality of it. You know what I'm saying? So that makes, like, Rucker Park is more of a landmark now. It's more, like I said, in every basketball tournament, they say, oh, yo, we can get 300, 400, 500 people in the park, and it's crowded, right? And it's jam-packed. Rucker Park gets, in the course of a day, from 12 before the basketball comes, 1,000 tourists come in there. You know what I'm saying? Just to see the park, or just to see before the game, or say, oh, there's a game in Yankee Stadium. Them whites park right there. They sit in that park 2-3 hours before the game, and then they get up and go out the Yankee. So Rucker Park is a commodity. It's a landmark. It's an institution now. So it's different than, it's not just a street. It's a basketball.
So you're battling. You don't mind it like this. You're fine with it.
I'm a businessman, so I listen whatever way the business. I'm a chameleon.
Forget about the tournament. We love the tournament. We love basketball.
Right.
It's a landmark now. Tourists, street ballers from Australia, when they come to New York, they gonna want to go to Rucker Park.
Right.
I remember Dykeman. It was reversed. Dykeman, you could just you could walk in and be sitting there. We laughing and joking. Now, Dykeman, they hang on the fences. We go great with. It's crazy now.
Dykeman's trying to get to Rucker Park.
No. I'm not saying Rucker's a legend. Like you said, it's the Godfather. They're a landmark. Dykeman been good for like the last 10 years. I haven't gone for a while. Then I started going. It'd be packed, but that's because. I don't know. It's just different, man. I don't know how Dykeman...
Because they learned their fucking way is done. Yeah. And they're doing it like what we used to do.
Yeah.
That's what Dykeman do today. Yeah. Before, like, you go to Dykeman, you can do everything. Smoke weed.
They still doing it.
Doing all up there. We was saying, yo, this is almost like a family-friendly park. And you give me... can you answer one question about this? I'm going to show you the difference.
Okay, go ahead.
You got kids?
Yes, I have a daughter.
If you had a son, he's 10 years old right now. Right? Yeah. And he loved basketball. Would you take your son to Rucker or Dykeman?
What you talking about? I probably
actually, which one? What
right
place
now?
are you right now?
I'll go to Rucker.
Okay, why?
Because it's not. It's just
It's
safer.
safer.
It's safer. Way safer. I ain't gonna lie to you.
That's the difference then.
I ain't hating on
yourself.
Dykeman, man. They smoking,
You know?
they drinking. Everybody. There's nothing wrong with it because
Yeah.
I did it in Rucker, but he ain't lying. Really, they got it popping.
I
Like,
remember him.
Right.
people serve food.
Oh, you got your matter of fact, you got your wife. You said I can't get rid of my wife. God, I want to go to the game. Tone playing today at Rucker.
Yeah.
What you gonna say? Come on, baby, go to Rucker.
I'm going to
no,
Rucker.
Tone playing in Dykeman. You taking your wife to Dykeman?
Nah, I ain't taking that. She ain't even want to be there anyway. It's too rowdy. But again, I'm not. I want to be honest. I want to be clear. Rucker is what made me love. I just love Rucker. But it's just the transition. You're right. It's just you're more corporate now. Is it fair to say that? You don't want to.
No, we're not. I'm not corporate now.
You're not.
because
Okay.
I actually since Greg died 6 years ago.
Yeah, that
so
one-
I actually. Yeah,
Anybody helping you? You're the main man now. You don't have no help. It's just
I
you?
tore the whole what used to be Rucker Park the way it was. I restructured it.
Okay.
I started all over. I ain't come with no sponsors for the first 3-4 years. I sponsored myself at Rucker Park the last 3-4 years. If you look at Rucker Park the last 2 years, we've been packed all the time, every day, whole different things. You got Tracy Morgan, you got Bone Collector, you got all these guys coming in there.
play.
This year, when you come out there,
I'll be there.
you might see Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant out there
Just
Kyrie
chilling.
playing.
Oh, Kyrie, my fan.
And remember, I said that.
You gonna see
You know what I mean?
Big Face
But like I
Gary
said,
show there.
but you would
Yeah,
know
yeah,
it's different. Like I said, and then like I'm not mad at Dykeman. I'm glad they see.
You know Kenny?
Ken, I know him very well. He's a good friend of mine.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
guy.
but I'm glad that, like I said, you got to think when you overcapacitate yourself after a while, and it's overwhelming to you, you need help.
Yeah.
So if I'm doing a basketball tournament and I got the not wanted to be in there people, I don't want them come up there smoking, drinking, wilding out and all that. They don't want to come up there, so I want some place for them to still go and be safe. Go to Dykeman.
No, but I'm gonna keep it with what you just said. It ain't no shot of Kenny. You kept it real. If I'm going with my son or my lady or somebody, I am gonna go to Rucker because you can sit down now. It's cool. Dykeman, it's hectic, but
We
I
went there,
ain't. But
section.
police got it locked. Police got, but they got police. They got captains. They not playing out there. Tell them wrong. They out there. They let you drink. They still drinking and smoking over there, but police ain't playing. But there was a riot out there. Got crazy. I ain't never go to 55th and got bottles thrown.
When I think of street
I get rid. That's never happened. 55th.
Right. No.
I think of Rucker Park.
And you said you got because I used to go to Rucker Park. That's when Tones played the 17. He right there had no security. Remember GG? Y'all had y'all had no security. But then I guess you said it got too wild. You said you had to get security, man.
Yeah. I just made it safer, and it is more intriguing for the sponsors to give us money.
So this summer, what Rucker Park gonna bring? You got all the teams already? Everything's ready? You doing girls, unlimited,
kids,
everything, everything.
Yeah.
Okay, vendors gonna be out there selling their food. Same thing you've been doing.
Same thing as all the time.
June 19th and start, y'all.
How you feel now about the 50 years of hip hop? Hip hop 50 years old, man. You been doing this since the beginning. You was there from the conception. You remember the first time that you even realized hip hop was a thing?
Yeah, I mean, I realized, like I said, with hip hop, I kind of, like I said, coming from the Bronx back then, you got to remember there was graffiti artists, there was gang members. Those was the hip hoppers back then, but they didn't call them hip hoppers, And like I said, the Cool Herc when they had the tunnel. I mean, what's the name? Hevelo. Back then, that was a club, with the hip hop, and that's where Hollywood used to be in 371. Hollywood used to be in 371 DJ and all. So that was the culture of hip hop. It just didn't round to be what it became. But it was the beginning. And like I said, I seen trends. Like I used to hang in the Fever a little bit, Disco Fever. I met Sal, I knew Sal, and this and that. And I seen that's what they started keeping hip hop really going. So, then I watched, like I told you, I'm like a sponge. I said, damn, I want to do what Sal's doing. I'm eyeing Sal. I said, I want to get a club. And then I took some of Sal's stuff from out the Fever and put it in the Rooftop once I did the transition and started having shows and bringing hip hop stuff. I really got to give credit to Sal. Watch and see how he had all of them. And then like I said, Curtis Blow was one of my friends before Curtis Blow was Curtis Blow.
Yeah, I love it.
You know what I'm saying? Curtis Blow was from Sugar Hill. He was from 140. He was from 140 and Hamilton Place. And, we saying right there, and he wasn't Curtis Blow then, you know what I mean? But I watched him, he came off, in the music. So I was inspired by, all of them guys and doing it. So I always said, you know what? Find reasons to get back into something. Then when I started doing shows, the only reason I started doing shows in the Rooftop, because there was nowhere to get a show at. There was no hip hop shows, nowhere. Apollo was shut down then.
Well, Apollo was shut down.
84, 85.
Why
Apollo
was
was shut down. They had to renovate. They redid the Apollo.
I remember that. They was doing it. They was doing it.
That's
No,
when Guy
not
Fisher
84. I remember that. They did it over
Percy
there.
Sutton and Guy Fisher and them came in 86, 87, 88. But there was no place to do hip hop. And I knew all the hip hop guys and all that stuff. And, I got into the music with Teddy and all them. So let's start doing that. I used to have, every show I had Teddy and them performing up there like crazy.
They were tired.
This shit is crazy.
You know?
He had Teddy from the beginning.
Yeah.
Teddy from the beginning.
They was called Kids at Work. They was called Kids at Work.
Yes.
They had just started in a group and they was messing with Gene a little bit then.
Oh, yeah, Gene.
And then they fell out with Gene, so they dispersed. When I got Teddy, all the group came, Carell and the rest of Timmy, and the group, so they started just doing things. While I was in the studio, they was just making songs. See, Teddy was doing songs, like when he didn't have no work, he wouldn't have no outside work. So he was just creating songs for his group. In the studio, they was doing it, making their songs, making records. Then I opened up a record company and put out the records. You know?
You and Teddy still talk?
All the time.
Oh yeah, Teddy.
Man.
Teddy the goods, man.
That's
Teddy the goods, man. That's good.
That's my
man.
little bro.
Now he's official.
His family tree from Virginia.
Yeah.
Even when he went to Virginia.
Teddy he changed the sound. He changed sound.
Pharrell, Timberland.
What's my man name?
Yo,
Yeah, he had everything. Teddy, you gotta remember, Teddy had that Harlem swagger then.
Yeah. What's that dude?
Michael Jackson.
What's that dude he produced too? Great, the New Edition group. The lead Bobby. He did Bobby. Bobby Brown came to the projects.
My prerogative.
Yeah, he came to the projects and see and found Teddy. I said,
Keith
Jesus.
Sweat did.
No, but in the movie I saw, I thought it was bullshit. He said he went to Teddy House in St. Nick. He was like, I don't know if that's
Yeah.
exactly.
Keith Sweat was a
did.
Wall Street guy or something
Yeah.
like that.
Who?
Yeah,
Keith Sweat?
He was a Wall Street
He came and
guy.
found Teddy, yeah.
Then, I found all this out researching him.
Yeah.
Then you get into, because his history includes Teddy Riley, and then his history includes a broad array of just street dudes that respected him and shit like that. So you wind up going into this tangled web. The history is crazy, man. This is
amazing. So see me, I'm arrogant in my brain, but so like he promised me, and I got the first Gusto interview. No one after. I don't care who does it after. You knock it out. Yeah, as you say, nah. I got it. Thank you, Gus, for having me. My friends, we appreciate you. You worked out. You showed up. We had a good time. Thank you, Gus. You're official, man. Thank you so much for having me. I will be at the Rucker Park to some of the support, and I'll be everywhere. And again, it's more calm now, but I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna go enjoy myself, man. Thank you, Gus. I love you, brother. Seriously, you kept your word, man. Thank you, man.
so much, man.